2,500 years ago, the world looked nothing like ours. No smartphones, no social media, no 24-hour news cycles bombarding us with information. And yet, the human heart? Exactly the same. Buddha dealt with anxiety, the kind that keeps you awake at 3 in the morning, mind racing through scenarios that haven't happened yet. He understood loss, watching people he loved disappear from his life, feeling that ache that has no words. He knew relationship pain, the misunderstandings, the disappointments, the complicated dance of being human with other humans. He faced existential dread, that hollow feeling of, what's the point of all this? And political chaos? His world was filled with warring kingdoms, corrupt officials, and social injustice. The packaging changes. The human condition doesn't. These 53 teachings are practical psychology before psychology existed. They're not religious doctrine demanding your faith. They're observations about how suffering works and how freedom becomes possible. There's a story I love about someone who discovered these teachings during the worst year of their life. Everything had fallen apart. Job gone, relationship ended, health failing. They stumbled across Buddha's words, not looking for religion, just desperate for relief. What they found wasn't a quick fix. It was something deeper, a complete reframing of what it means to be human, to suffer, and to be free. That's what these teachings offer. Not a band-aid for a bullet wound. Deep transformation. Here's how this differs from most self-help you've encountered. Self-help often says, be positive, manifest your dreams, change your thoughts, change your life. All that relentless pressure to feel good, think right, be better. Buddha says something radically different. Understand your thoughts. See their nature. Be free. He's not asking you to achieve permanent happiness. That's impossible. And chasing it creates more suffering. He's inviting you to relate differently to all experience. The good, the bad, the utterly mundane. You don't have to feel good all the time. You just have to stop making it worse. There's such relief in that, isn't there? You're not broken. You don't need fixing. You need understanding of yourself, your mind, the nature of this existence we're all navigating together. Wisdom over tips. Transformation over techniques. So what's the journey we're taking together over the next few hours? These 53 teachings are organized as a healing journey, each one building on the last, each one a doorway into deeper understanding. But here's what matters. This isn't about memorization. It's about absorption. Each teaching is a seed. Some will sprout immediately, shifting something in you right now. Others will lie dormant for months, even years, until suddenly, in some random Tuesday afternoon moment, you'll remember, and it'll make perfect sense. You might forget the exact words I'm speaking. That's okay. You'll remember how they made you feel. That feeling, that's what transforms you. Right now, thousands of people are listening to these same words. Someone in Tokyo at dawn. Someone in New York unable to sleep. Someone in London on their commute. Someone in Sydney seeking peace during a lunch break. All of us, in this moment, connected by the same longing for clarity, for calm, for a way through the chaos. You're not alone in this. Here's your permission structure, and I mean this. Take what serves you. Leave the rest. If something resonates, let it in. If something doesn't land, let it pass. Buddha himself said not to accept his teachings on blind faith. Test them, live them, see if they reduce suffering. If they do, keep them. If they don't, leave them behind. By the end of these 53 teachings, you won't have all the answers. That's not the goal. You'll have something better, a path, a way of seeing, of being, of moving through this world that creates less suffering and more peace. And that path, it starts right now. Let's begin. Breathe. You're exactly where you need to be. Teaching 1. The attentive mind. The fool sleeps as if already dead, but the master stays awake and lives forever. He watches. He is clear. Picture yourself scrolling at midnight, thumb moving automatically, not even seeing what you're looking at. That's sleeping while awake. Buddha's pointing to 2 ways of moving through life. Most of us are sleepwalking, reacting, operating on autopilot, lost in thought loops about past and future. We're physically here, but mentally elsewhere. The master, and this could be you, lives with sama, sati, right mindfulness. Not thinking about life, but in it. Watching doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means seeing clearly, without the fog of constant mental chatter. There's a woman I know who spent years stuck in traffic, raging at every red light, every slow driver. One Tuesday morning, something made her pause. Instead of feeding the anger, instead of fighting it, she just watched it arise. And something remarkable happened. The anger lost its grip. She noticed the sky turning orange and pink, the song playing on the radio, her own breath moving in and out. She was awake. Right now, as you listen, notice you're listening. That's wakefulness. That's all it takes to start. This is the first step of the Eightfold Path showing up in life. Seeing clearly. You can't change what you don't see. The sleeping world will keep sleeping. That's okay. Your job is only your own waking. And here's the gift. Once you start watching, once you taste that clarity, you can't fully go back. Something in you remembers. That remembering grows. Teaching 2. Heedfulness. Attentive among the careless, awake, while others sleep, swift as a racehorse, you leave others behind. There's a version of this teaching that makes it sound competitive. You're winning while others lose. But that's ego talking, and Buddha taught seeing through ego. Here's what it really means. When you wake up to this moment, when you practice mindfulness, you're not racing against others. You're stepping out of the race entirely. Everyone else is running toward tomorrow, haunted by yesterday. You're here, now. That makes you swift not because you're faster, but because you're not carrying the past or future like weights. Two friends go hiking. One rushes ahead, missing everything, thinking only about reaching the summit. The other walks steadily, noticing the moss growing on stones, listening to birds calling through the trees, feeling each breath fill the lungs. Who's really traveling? The leaving behind isn't about superiority. It's about liberation. You leave behind the suffering that comes from resisting this moment, from wanting to be anywhere but here. This is right effort from the Eightfold Path, not straining, not forcing, but applying intelligent energy to stay present. You're awake while others dream because you've decided that this moment, exactly as it is enough. That's revolutionary. That's freedom. And here's the tender part. As you wake up, your presence might wake others. Not through preaching, but through being. Peace is contagious. Wakefulness spreads like dawn. You're not better than the sleeping. You're just no longer willing to miss your own life. Teaching 3. The mind. As the archer shapes his arrows straight, the master directs his wandering thoughts. Your mind is not your enemy. Let that land. Buddha didn't teach that thoughts are bad, or that you need to destroy your mind. He taught that you can learn to work with it. Think of an archer. She doesn't hate the wood. She understands its nature and patiently, carefully shapes it to fly true. That's your relationship with your thoughts. Right now, your mind probably jumps like a monkey in a tree, past to future, worry to fantasy, judgment to planning. That's normal. That's what untrained minds do. Right concentration from the Eightfold Path is about training attention, not forcing, not fighting, guiding, gently bringing your mind back when it wanders. Again, and again, and again. A man sits down to meditate for the first time, frustrated within minutes that his mind won't shut up. Thoughts everywhere, relentless. His teacher smiled when he complained, "You think the practice is having no thoughts. The practice is noticing when you're lost in thought and coming back. That noticing, that's the practice. Every time you notice you've drifted and return to breath, to body, to this moment, you're shaping your arrow. You're training your mind to be usable, responsive, clear. This isn't about control. It's about understanding. Your thoughts arise from causes, memories, fears, desires, physical states. When you understand this, You stop identifying with every thought that passes through. Notice your thoughts right now. Don't judge them. Just notice. Thinking is happening. You're not your thoughts. You're the aware space they pass through. That archer's patience, that's what you're cultivating. One breath, one return, one moment at a time. Teaching 4. Hatred. In this world, hatred never dispels hatred. Only love dispels hatred. This is an ancient and eternal law. This is direct from the Dhammapada, one of Buddha's most famous teachings. And it's not just poetry, it's psychology. Think about the last time someone hurt you and you hurt them back. Did it end the pain? Or did it multiply it, echoing outward, creating more suffering for everyone? Hatred fed grows. Hatred starved dissolves. But Buddha's not asking you to be a doormat. Right action includes protecting yourself from harm. Love doesn't mean accepting abuse. It means refusing to poison yourself with hatred. There's a mother whose son was killed by a drunk driver. For years, she carried rage like hot coals, burning only her. Then one day, she visited the driver in prison. Not to forgive. She wasn't ready for that. But to see him as human. To look into his eyes and recognize the suffering there, the remorse, the brokenness. Something shifted in that moment. The hate loosened its grip. She could breathe again. Metta practice, loving kindness, meditation is Buddha's tool for this transformation. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Even for those who hurt us. It sounds impossible until you try it. Slowly, it rewires your heart. This isn't spiritual bypassing. Feeling rage is human. Buddha's teaching is, don't let rage drive. Feel it. Understand it. Let it pass. Respond from wisdom, not reaction. Hatred is exhausting. Love is restful. Even when it's hard, it doesn't corrode your being from the inside. Ancient law, eternal truth. Only love dispels hate. Teaching 5. The transient. You too shall pass away. Knowing this, how can you quarrel? Buddha taught Maranasati, death awareness, not to depress, but to wake us up. You're going to die. I'm going to die. Everyone you love will die. This isn't pessimism. It's a nikka, impermanence, one of the 3 marks of existence. Sit with that for a moment. Really let it in. You have limited time. So does everyone else. Now, does that argument from last week matter? That grudge you're nursing? That pride keeping you from apologizing? A man lay dying in a hospital bed, and someone asked if he had regrets. Every harsh word, he whispered. Every moment I chose being right over being kind. That's what I'd take back. Death is the great teacher of priorities. It clarifies what matters. Connection, kindness, presence, love. Everything else is noise. But here's the deeper teaching. Buddha's not saying life is short, so party hard, or nothing matters. He's saying life is precious because it's brief. This moment is precious because it won't come again. Right view includes seeing impermanence clearly. Nothing lasts, not the good, not the bad. This flower blooms and wilts. This conversation happens and ends. This breath comes and goes. When you truly understand this, quarreling becomes absurd. Why waste these precious, fleeting moments in conflict? Think of someone you're angry with. Imagine it's their last day, or yours. What matters now? This isn't morbid, it's liberating. Mortality makes life sacred. Every moment becomes a gift you're no longer willing to squander. You're going to die, so live, really live. Let the small stuff go. Choose love. Choose presence. Choose what you'll remember at the end. Teaching 6. The wise judge themselves. A mind beyond harsh judgment observes and understands. Here's where we need to be careful. This teaching is sometimes twisted into good and bad don't exist. That's not Buddhism. Buddha clearly taught ethics, right action, right speech, right livelihood. What Buddha's pointing to is the difference between clear discernment and harsh judgment that fragments us. Discernment says, this action causes suffering. That action reduces suffering. I choose the path of less harm. That's wisdom. Harsh judgment says, I'm bad. I'm unforgivable. I'm broken. Or, they're evil. They're worthless. They're beyond redemption. That's violence against yourself or others. A woman caught in cycles of binge eating spent years trapped, each episode followed by brutal self-hatred, which only made everything worse. A therapist taught her something radical. Notice. You want to eat. Notice the feeling beneath it. Loneliness? Anxiety? Just notice. Don't condemn yourself. When she stopped the internal war, something shifted. She could see clearly, this isn't working. What would? Suddenly, change became possible. The Buddhist framework, actions are kusala, skillful, wholesome, or akusala, unskillful, unwholesome. Not good/evil, but helpful/harmful. This takes away the crushing weight of moral condemnation while keeping ethical clarity. You can observe. I spoke harshly. That caused pain. I want to do better. No self-flagellation needed, just clear seeing and intention to grow. Right mindfulness operates this way, aware, but not judging. You're the witness who sees with compassion and clarity. Notice something you usually judge yourself for harshly. Try this. That happened. I'm human. What can I learn? Feel the difference? Understanding arises in the space beyond harsh judgment. That's where transformation lives. Not in shame, but in clear, kind seeing. Teaching 7. The Fool. The fool who knows he's a fool has some wisdom. The fool who thinks himself wise is truly foolish. This is pure Socrates meeting Buddha. Wisdom begins with knowing you don't know. The person convinced of their rightness, their superiority, their having it all figured out, is trapped. They can't learn, can't grow, can't see their blind spots. But the person who says, I don't know, I might be wrong, teach me, that person is already wise. A famous scholar once visited a Zen master, eager to demonstrate his knowledge. The master offered tea and began pouring. He kept pouring as the cup filled, kept pouring as it overflowed, tea spilling everywhere. Stop, the scholar cried. The master smiled. Like this cup, you're too full of opinions. Empty your cup if you want to learn. Buddha taught right view, seeing clearly. But you can't see clearly if you think you already know everything. Beginner's mind is the doorway to wisdom. Here's the tender mercy in this teaching. You don't have to have it all together. Your confusion, your questions, your I don't know, that's not weakness. That's readiness. The ego wants to appear wise, to have answers, to be certain. But true wisdom is comfortable with uncertainty, humble before the mystery of existence. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. The universe is vast. Your understanding is a candle in an endless night, beautiful, useful, and tiny. Say out loud, I don't know. Feel that. There's relief there, isn't there? Permission to be human, to learn, to grow. The wise fool knows their limits. That knowledge is the beginning of true wisdom. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to keep asking better questions. Teaching 8. Equanimity. The wind cannot shake a mountain. Praise and blame do not move the wise person. Equanimity, apeka, in Pali, is one of Buddhism's greatest gifts. It's not cold indifference. It's warm, spacious, unshakable peace. Think about your day. Someone praises you. You soar. Someone criticizes you. You crash. You're a leaf in the wind, blown by every opinion. Exhausting, right? The wise person has found their center. When praise comes, they don't inflate. When blame comes, they don't collapse. They stay rooted, like a mountain in all weather. An artist shared her work online. Half the comments were glowing, half were cruel. She noticed both made her heart race, her hands shake, her mind spiral. "I'm giving strangers control of my peace," she realized. She practiced. "This is just opinion, not truth about my worth." Gradually, the winds stopped moving her. Right view includes understanding. Opinions are conditions arising from someone else's mind, their history, their mood, their biases, not objective reality about you. But here's the deeper teaching. You can't control what others think. You can only control your relationship with their thoughts. The middle way shows up here. Not seeking praise, that's craving. Not fearing blame, that's aversion. Just doing your work, being yourself, letting others think what they think. Remember the last time someone criticized you. Feel that sting? Now imagine it's wind passing around a mountain. The mountain doesn't argue, doesn't defend. It simply is. You can be that mountain. This isn't about becoming hard. It's about becoming rooted in something deeper than external validation, rooted in your own integrity, your own practice, your own heart. The wind will blow. Mountains remain. You can be that steady. Teaching 9. Mindfulness. Whether happiness or sorrow comes, continue your path intact, mindfully aware. There's a misunderstanding we need to clear up. Some interpretations say, observe life like it's happening to someone else. That's not Buddhism. That's dissociation. Buddha taught engaged mindfulness. You're fully in your life, experiencing it completely, but not lost in reactive identification. Think of watching a movie. You cry at sad parts, laugh at funny parts. You're involved. But you don't run onto the screen to save the character. You're present and aware it's a movie. That's how Buddha invites us to live, fully feeling, fully present, but with a quality of awareness that doesn't drown in emotion. A man's father died suddenly. He grieved deeply. Tears, pain, longing, the crushing weight of loss. But underneath, there was awareness. This is grief. This is love expressing itself as loss. This is being human. He wasn't detached from sorrow. He was with it, clearly. Right mindfulness, sama, sati, means continuous, clear awareness while participating in life. You're not above it, outside it, or separate from it. You're in it, awake. When happiness comes, enjoy it fully, knowing it won't last. When sorrow comes, feel it fully, knowing it won't last. Neither defines you, both pass through. This is anicca, Impermanence, lived. Everything arises and passes. You remain, not as a fixed self, but as aware presence. The three marks of existence: impermanence, anicca, all things change; suffering, dukkha, clinging to changing things causes pain; non-self, anatta, no fixed, separate, you exists. Your process, not thing. Right now, notice, you're hearing these words. You're aware. That awareness, that's what Buddha's pointing to. Not separate from experience, but the knowing of experience. Stay on your path, intact. Let life move through you, fully felt, clearly seen. Teaching 10. Freedom from desire. Even in an empty forest, one finds joy, desiring nothing. This teaching needs care. Buddha didn't say, eliminate all desire. He taught about tanha, compulsive craving that causes suffering. The middle way means not clinging desperately to pleasure, not punishing yourself with deprivation. Balance. Natural desires are fine. Hunger for food, desire for connection, wanting to help others. Compulsive craving, never satisfied, always grasping. That's the problem. In an empty forest, there's nothing to acquire, achieve, or possess. Just being. And in that simplicity, unexpected joy arises. Not manufactured happiness, but deep contentment. A woman quit social media for a month. The first days were anxious. What was she missing? What were people saying? Was she being forgotten? Then something shifted. Without constant comparison, consuming, performing, she noticed things. Morning light streaming through her kitchen window, the texture of her own thoughts, the surprising richness of boredom. She felt free. Buddha's teaching: when you stop the endless pursuit of more stuff, status, stimulation, you discover what's always been here, this moment, complete as it is. Right livelihood connects here. Simple living, ethical work, not harming others or yourself in pursuit of wealth. Enough, not excess. But don't mistake this for poverty vows. Buddha tried extreme asceticism and said, it doesn't work. He ate when hungry, rested when tired, taught with compassion. He practiced wise simplicity, not self-punishment. What if, just for today, you didn't need anything to be different? Not permanent, just today. What would that feel like? The empty forest is metaphor for spacious mind, not blank, but uncluttered by constant wanting. In that space, joy naturally arises. You don't have to go live in a forest. You can find this contentment right where you are. Stop grasping. Start being present. The joy is already here, underneath the noise of craving. Teaching 11. Right speech. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Right speech is the third step of the Eightfold Path, and Buddha was remarkably specific about it. Before you speak, ask yourself 4 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Is it the right time? If what you're about to say doesn't meet all 4 criteria, consider silence instead. We live in a culture of constant talking, social media captions, text messages, comments on everything, hot takes about news we barely understand. More words than ever in human history. But how many actually bring peace? There's a man who talked incessantly, filling every silence with chatter. He felt lonely despite being surrounded. A friend finally said, "You talk so much, I never get to know you." He realized his words were walls, not bridges. One true word, "I'm scared," "I love you," "I'm sorry," "Thank you," can change everything. It cuts through, lands in the heart, creates connection. Buddha taught that speech creates karma. Words ripple outward, shaping reality. Harsh words create suffering. Kind words create ease. This isn't mystical. It's observable. The practice. Before speaking, pause. Check the 4 criteria. If yes, speak. If no, let it pass. This doesn't mean becoming silent or passive. It means becoming intentional. Your words gain power when you're not wasting them. Today, try speaking 20% less. When you do speak, mean it. Notice what changes. One word that brings peace is worth more than 1,000 that bring noise. Your voice is sacred. Use it wisely. Teaching 12. Self-mastery. Better than conquering thousands in battle is conquering yourself. Then the victory is yours. No one can take it from you. Every external battle is shadow play. The real war is internal, between your habits and your intentions, your conditioning and your consciousness. Buddha identified the real enemies, the 3 poisons: greed, compulsive grasping, wanting more; hatred, aversion, pushing away; anger, delusion, ignorance, not seeing clearly. These are what you're conquering, not other people, your own patterns of suffering. A recovering addict once said, "I had to fight myself every day, the voice saying just once more. Every time I won that battle, I got stronger. That's the only victory that mattered." Alexander the Great conquered nations. Buddha conquered the mind. Guess who found peace? When you master yourself, when you feel anger arise and choose not to lash out, feel craving and choose not to chase it, that's true power. This victory can't be taken. You can lose wealth, health, relationships, but the peace you cultivate internally, the wisdom you develop, the freedom from reactivity, that's yours. Death itself can't steal it. Right effort is the practice, cultivating wholesome states, preventing unwholesome ones, like gardening your mind, pulling weeds, planting flowers. Next time anger arises, try this. Anger is here. I see you, but I'm choosing differently. That's conquest. Teaching 13. Swift goodness. Be diligent in doing good. If you're slow, the mind, delighting in mischief, will trap you. Buddha understood. The mind tends toward easier paths, and causing harm is often easier than creating good, at least short term. The three poisons want instant gratification. Greed says take it now. Hatred says hurt them first. Delusion says it doesn't matter. But right intention, the second step of the Eightfold Path, is about choosing wholesome motivation, renunciation of harm, goodwill, compassion. Be diligent doesn't mean force yourself frantically. It means don't wait for someday to practice kindness, honesty, generosity. Do it now. The longer you wait, the more old patterns strengthen. A woman spent years meaning to volunteer, help her neighbor, call her lonely mother. Soon, she always thought. Years passed. The opportunities disappeared. She learned, goodness delayed is goodness denied. The mind is tricky. It'll convince you tomorrow is better, that you're not ready, that it doesn't matter. These are delusions keeping you trapped. Karmic truth. Every action creates conditions for future actions. Do good now, it becomes easier next time. Delay good, it becomes harder. But here's the mercy. This isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Each small act of kindness rewires your heart. Right now, think of one small good thing you can do today. Text someone you love. Pick up litter. Speak kindly to yourself. Do it now. Feel how that choice shifts something. The mind's mischief is seductive. Counter it with swift goodness. Not from obligation, from understanding that wholesome action creates wholesome being. Be diligent. Start now. Teaching 14. Universal compassion. All beings tremble before violence. All fear death. All love life. Seeing yourself in others. Harm no one. This is ahimsa, non-violence, at its deepest. Not just don't kill. Don't cause unnecessary suffering to any being. Buddha's insight. There is no other. Not really. That person you dislike, they fear death like you, want happiness like you, love their children like you love yours. Interdependence, pratityasamutpada, is core Buddhist teaching. Nothing exists separately. You're woven into a vast web of connection. Harm to one ripples through all. A man hated his co-worker for years. Then he learned this co-worker was caring for a dying parent, barely sleeping, drowning in medical bills. Everything shifted. The hatred dissolved when he saw their shared humanity. This teaching asks something difficult. See yourself in everyone. The person who cut you off in traffic is rushing somewhere urgent. The difficult family member carries wounds you'll never fully understand. Buddha taught that compassion is our true nature, covered over by fear